All right, let's get right back into it. Shalom, shalom, Israel, Barakatah, Kwam Yasharala. All praise to the Most High, to the humble and faithful elect saints in this last days and time, keeping the law, statute, judgment, commandments of the Most High, disciplining themselves through the commandments, repetitionally practicing the righteous acts, okay? Till we get these righteous acts, developed, in our inward parts, like a reflex, like the air we breathe, okay? Like we blink our eyes. This is how we want to be with the Most High commandments, okay? Keeping His charge, okay? So this is part 4 of physical versus spiritual, okay? And I left off with part 3. I left off with Elijah summoning fire, invoking His heavenly spirit of the Most High, and summoning fire from heaven, okay? And like I always like to reinstate the reason why I'm doing this, because a lot of our brothers and sisters have opted out of the spirituality part, and they're just dealing with the literal and the physical part of scripture, right? They turn everything into either a parable or, like some of these events didn't happen, okay? So this is the reason why I'm addressing this, okay? Because we lack understanding, okay, of why we don't have access to this. Some of us don't understand the reason why, okay? Why we don't have access to this power today is Elijah summoning fire from the heavens by the Almighty. Is that physical? I mean, or it has something to do with spiritual, and it has something to do with spiritual. In order to, summon the Most High, invoke His spirit, where He send fire from the heavens to destroy the king's soldiers, right? That's the spirit. That's spiritual. Those are miracles. That is nothing parabolic about that. Nothing at all. No, that ain't no metaphor. Okay, this is the spirituality, the miracles that I want to address, because a lot of our people want to just, like I say, they don't want to deal with that. The Messiah walking on water. Did He actually literally walk on water? Right? Did He turn water to wine? A lot of people saying that this is all just a metaphoric meaning. And it's not, brothers and sisters. And then one thing that I'd like to tell you, what separates us from the Most High and these other gifts, okay, is always sin. Always sin. Every single time is when we were pushed away from the laws and commandments of the Most High. Sin. Sin is death. That's the reason why Adam and Eve committed one sin. They brought forth death. Okay? So today, the only thing that the Most High told us to stay fixated on, the gift that He gave us, was visions and dreams. Because we have a multitude of sin that we have to address. We have to learn how to sin less. The Most High never gave us a license to sin. We have to, every day, we have to figure out a way to sin less. Remove all the sin out of our lives as possible. Okay? This will connect us back to the power of the Most High. And only when He's ready to display these things, right? Because there's a spiritual aspect of the Bible, and there's also a physical aspect of the Bible too, right? So this is why I'm going in on this topic, man, because we understand, man, don't let nobody deceive you about the miracles of the Almighty. Don't let nobody, because you got people out there that will try to deceive us and think certain things didn't happen, like turning water to wine, healing the sick, resurrecting the dead, because we don't see it. This is one of the things that's wrong with man, because we don't see it, right? We want to provoke the Most High, okay? And us trying to provoke Him and say, that didn't happen. It's like an instigator, right? These what instigators do. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do. You Almighty. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. Instigating. How you gonna instigate the Creator of all things in existence? How you gonna try to tempt Him and provoke Him like that? You only supposed to provoke the Messiah. Because He knows what's best for us. He knows the time that we really need things. And sometimes, even though we don't even know when He's saving us and protecting us. For the most part. So how you gonna tempt Him? It could have been something that you didn't even know that was about to destroy you, kill you. And you probably didn't even know it. And the Most High sent an angel through to destroy it. Without your knowledge. So we cannot tempt the Most High. If he say all things are possible with the Most High, believe me, all things are possible. That's an absolute, brothers and sisters. Ain't no if, man, maybe about certain things. That's an absolute. That's 100%. So the Messiah said, you can, if you believe in me, you can say mountain be there removed. Is that dealing with people or a real mountain? Because some of my brothers think that some of these mountain and trees, because of the parables that came in Ezekiel, they take these parables and they go all the way back to the very beginning in Genesis, and they start with the parables trying to understand and decipher everything from a parabolic mindset, even in the very beginning of creation. And this is where we're off. You only speak parables to people that are asleep, lost, dumbfounded about who they are, don't know the way. Adam and Eve wasn't lost. They knew who the Almighty was. Parables came along when slavery came along, being oppressed came along. Because it's like a spiritual slap in your face to wake you up, to get you to understand the power, the real power of the Most High, the divine power that He possessed and how He uses it. Okay? So don't let nobody deceive you, because we don't see it. The Messiah being born, was it a natural birth? Did Joseph impregnate Mary? When we know that man's seed is flawed. Man's seed is Joseph was blemished because he was a man. And we know for the Messiah to be a sacrificial lamb for us, he had to be unblemished. That means that the Most High had to intercede. Through His Spirit, Mary got pregnant. Right from the Most High Spirit. Not from Joseph. Because surely, if He created Adam and Eve from the dirt, basically Adam from the dirt, Eve from his rib, surely He know how our body works. Surely. If you build a car, right? Say you build a car from scratch. Don't you know every part of that? You know every part and how every part on that car works. If you build a car from scratch, you put every piston in, right? You know everything about that vehicle. Surely the Most High know everything about Adam and Eve. That's why He said even the very hair on our head is counted for. He knew us when we was in the womb. So if surely the creation that He created, He know His creation, surely He know how to get married. He know how, the Messiah was born of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit of the Most High. Surely. Because this was an inner seed from, that's when He said, in the beginning, I'm glad, this one brother, actually I got him playing in the background. He's not talking about this topic about how in Genesis, he's not talking about it today. And he brought up, I was listening to one of his videos, and he brought up how, in the beginning it says that, and He shall separate the woman's seed from the devil's seed, right? This is in Genesis, okay? And He uses her. This is the only time that it's mentioned in the Bible, because we know that we come from the Father, right? We're of what our Father is. Whatever tribe our Father came from, that's what tribe we're from, right? So what tribe did Adam and Eve come from? Right? So this is the only time in the Bible you're going to find out that, because, the Most High created Adam and Eve, directly created them. That was the only time that is mentioned that a woman has a seed. Because, the Most High impregnated Mary, right? So this is the reason why. Even though she did spring forth, Mary herself is the product of King David. She did come through King David's lineage, right? Through Nathan. Joseph came through King David's lineage through King Solomon. Okay? That's why he was blemished, because it cursed. The throne was cursed. When what Solomon did to get the tribe separated and sold off into slavery, all this type of stuff, that cursed the throne, the king's throne. So that's the reason why Nathan, which is King David's other son, he didn't sit on the throne. It was anybody that sat on that throne after King Solomon. The throne was cursed because of that. That's the reason why Joseph could not impregnate Mary. So this is, a lot of our people don't understand that, man. They think everybody down here is just, you know, we all born of man and all this. No, man. No. Okay? This is why I'm addressing this, brothers and sisters, to clear some of this stuff up, man. Because this is going to be, some of these issues are going to be critical in the wilderness. And before we get to the wilderness, I want to, I want to talk about these things, okay? I want to address these things, man. Because it's important to understand that the Most High can do as He will to His creation. He's the only one on the face of this planet. We don't have no right to destroy none of the Most High's creation. Only the Creator has the right to destroy His creation, because it's His creation. If you make something, you get mad at somebody else destroy it. Yeah, what if you wanted to destroy it, right? Because you know the time, and like, if you really can't find, some use of it, you the only one that have the right to really basically destroy it. Yeah, let somebody else destroy it, right? Unless they got your blessing, your permission, right? Same exact thing. Because they don't know. You could be still thinking, even though you ain't use it, you still probably be a month or two, you still trying to figure out a way to what you could use it for. So during that time, you still trying to think about a way to get use out of it. Somebody come along and destroy it. And you wasn't even done thinking. You could have still found, then you get an epiphany and you find a use for it. It's not on somebody came and destroyed it. Like, hey man, what you doing? Why you do that? I still was going to use that. You see? The Most High is the only one that has the right to destroy His creation. That's what happened with Noah. That's what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? He's the only one that has the right. Okay? Unless we get His blessings. And we know according to Scripture that Judah, they're not going to fight until they're back in Israel. Okay? Because our battle is spiritual, and spiritual battle, and we have to start addressing our mishaps with the Most High. And that's keeping His commandments. Disciplining ourselves to keeping these commandments, man. Studying this Bible. Studying and applying the commandments to our Bible. That's a fight. Because our spirit, our inward man is really jacked up, man, from all of the wickedness of the world. This country. And I'm talking about me too. I ain't, excluding me from none of this, man. From all the wickedness, from all the oppression, the racism, the affliction, first fired, last hired, housing discrimination, that takes a toll. If it keeps happening, consistently it takes a toll on our being. Then you get into sodomy. Okay, we know that's abomination to the Most High. Pedophile, all this stuff, man. Play after a certain time, it plays a toll on your spirit, man. Okay, and you will become vexed. Okay, so that means that our spirit is filled with a whole bunch of garbage, man. Whole bunch of garbage that the Most High gotta purge out. Clean our spirit out, man. Clean all, like, you get Drano for when your pipes get clogged up. Okay, the Most High gonna take us to the wilderness. He got some Drano for our spirit, man. Okay, to purge out all this, man, this evil, wicked stuff, this vexation that we in, man. That's why He wants to practice. Keep staying at it, no matter what we go through. Stay with it, stick with it. Keep doing it. Right? When I first want to learn how to rap, and I ain't say I'm the best rapper or, freestyle and all that type of stuff. All I knew is I had to stay with it. I had to listen to rap, how they different styles. And I had to put my work in. I had to stick with it. When you want to work out, stick with it. Anything you want to do in life, you got to stick with it. You cannot give up. You can't give up. Because as soon as you give up, you lost. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's over. You lost. And it's the same way with the Most High. He said, endure to the end. The same that endures to the end, the same will have access to the kingdom of heaven through long suffering. Most High ain't never lied to us, brother. Me personally, I get tired along the way. I get frustrated along the way. Yet, here come that spiritual slap. Man, Most High didn't lie to me, though. He said, didn't the Bible say I'm going to go through this stuff, man? So I'm conflicted. Soon as I think, so if I do get frustrated over any situation, scenario, soon as that scenario passes, I think to myself, I say, man, didn't the Most High say this stuff was going to happen, though? He ain't lying to me. This is a testimony. This is the truth being revealed. Because he told me that this is what I was going to go through. He said this stuff was going to happen. It's going to be days like this. It's like your mother say, right? So here come that spiritual slap, man, to get me right back on. Get me back on track. Because he told me. So who, that frustration, man, or whatever, that stress, it dissipates. Because one thing I learned, though, by sticking with the rudiments of the Most High and His commandments, it helped clean out your soul, man. Okay, and all the spirits of the world, they leave. These are the first trials that we have to go through, because a lot of our brothers and sisters, we still dealing with the spirits of the world. That's why we have to concentrate on the Most High commandments. We have to apply them, because those are the first spirits that are going to leave. Okay, so now we're gonna go to some scripture, man. Those worldly spirits like envy, jealousy, anger, even, right? All these are spirits of the world, man. It'll hinder you from, understanding and getting close to the Most High, man. And these spirits are not welcome in His kingdom. Okay, they're not welcome in His kingdom. And the more you stay focused on the Most High and you keep His commandments, the more those bad spirits, they're going to dissipate. Okay, so we're going to go to some scripture, man. Okay. Okay, so like I said, I left off at Elijah summoning, invoking the Spirit of the Almighty, which is a spiritual aspect of the Most High power and miracles through His divine power. Okay, so we know it talks about. I'm going to go to Matthew. And the Messiah gave us a parable, okay, about the seven evil spirits. A man cleaned up his house, okay, and there was a bad spirit in there, okay. So that's the first, because like I say, I'm dealing with the physicalness, man, and the spirit versus spiritual, and it's not necessarily like it's like a tug of war, yet a righteous tug of war, because we gotta learn how to balance the physical and spiritual aspects of the Most High. Okay, because sometimes we go overboard. It can happen for the physical. We put, like I just said, brothers going all the way with the similitudes and parables. They bring it all the way to the beginning of Genesis, and most of what happened in the beginning was straight miracles. Okay, Joshua summons in the sun to stay out for 24 hours. Straight miracles, undeniable miracles. That's not no parable. That's not no similitude. That really happened. Okay. The Spirit of the Most High communion over the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. And the King David didn't move it the way the Most High to the letter, like the way the Most High told King David to move the Ark of the Covenant. Got a man killed. That straight happened. He touched this man that was not a Levite, a priest. He touched the Ark of the Covenant and he died. Most High killed him, smote him. The walls of Jericho falling down because Joshua did everything to the letter of how the Most High told him to go and siege this city. One angel killed 185,000 men of the Assyrian army because all they did was sit back and pray. They just was, they was praying for the most part. And this is what the Most High wants us to do this time till we get up out of here. He wants to return to Him, keep His commandments, and He's going to destroy His creation. Anybody that got anything to say to us about us being the children of Israel, all this type of stuff, the Most High going to destroy them, man. Especially if they're about wickedness, because He created them too. He created all these other nations too. He wants us to sit back and just, come back to Him through keeping His commandments, man. Okay, so we're gonna. This is about the seven spirits. Okay, and we just basically we left the Feast of Unleavened Bread, and we're about to go into the Feast of Pentecost. Okay, this is actually the first Sabbath of the series. We had to do 7 Sabbaths And then, okay, 7 times 7 is 49. We know Pentecost is 50. So after we get done with the 7th Sabbath, you got to count one extra day to have that 50 days, right? Okay, so that means that this is the first Sabbath of the Most High. So we got 6 more Sabbaths to go. Then we got to include also an extra day. And on that extra day, that's the Holy Convocation. That's the Feast of Pentecost, or the Feast of Weeks, okay? Okay, so like I said, I want to talk about the spiritual aspect versus the physical, okay? Okay, so, here we go. This is Matthew. We're going to get it in. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. I'm about to go in. Matthew chapter 12. This is verse 43. Okay, so it says here, this is Matthew chapter 12, verse 43. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seek rest, and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into my house from whence I came out. And when he is come, he findeth empty, swept, and garnished. Verse 45. Then goeth he, and taketh with himself 7 other spirits more wicked than himself, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also until this wicked generation. Okay. So basically, what they're saying is, if we don't deal with these evil spirits, this vexation, the spirits that we still are harboring around, lingering within our soul, and you know, if we don't find a way to combat it, okay, this is what's going to happen, right? Let's take, I was just talking about cigarette smoke, cigarette, people that smoke cigarettes, right? You got some that quit, right, and they return. These are the 7 spirits. When you return back to a bad habit, something that you know is really not good for you, right? If you return back to it, what's going to happen? These are the 7 spirits. The returning back to something is 7 spirits. It's going to be more powerful, more harder for you to stop, okay? Take a drug addict. Okay, some of them know. Like once you quit the habit and you return back to it, is that more harder for you to stop? Though that's the 7. That's a example of the 7 spirits, right? This man, he got rid of this evil spirit, cleaned his house and everything. Okay, and the 7 spirits was lurking. Cause I mean, trust me. Like even though like I don't smoke cigarettes all the time, don't you know this stuff, man? It's a spirit and all that stuff, man. They actually surround you with the stuff. This is what the world does. It surrounds you around the things that you don't want no part of. Like Paul even said, right? The things I want to do, I do not. Yeah, the things that I don't want to do, I do. Right? Because everything this kingdom has done has been opposite. It's in reverse. So this is one of the MOs of the devil. Okay? He'll surround you around the things that you don't want. Right? Or maybe something that you're going through that you may want to stop, right? That's what the devil tries to surround you with. Because right now, man, I'd be more than happy to live in a community where brothers and sisters, man, we keeping these laws, statutes, we got some understanding together. We trying to live for the Most High. It'd be easy for me to go out here and find me a wife then. Because she's already calibrated to the one thing that I'm not giving up. The Most High, keeping His commandments. So that's half the battle right there. So now all I gotta do is, put my game in. You know what I'm saying? Because we already got understanding about keeping the laws, commandments of the Most High. No, that ain't the case with me. I'm surrounded by this demonic spirit, this devil, people that's doing drugs, pedophiles, sodomy, all type of wickedness around me. Everything that I don't want to be a part of is around me. Yet the things I want to be a part of, that's not really around me. It's scarce. This is how the devil get down. Okay? This is how the devil get down. And he say his commandments is life. His commandments are going to make us prosper. Okay? And before we have any understanding about the miracles of the Most High and how to invoke and summon His Spirit, weaponizing our prayers, that the Most High will send an angel to fight on our behalf, our cause for righteousness' sake, not for wickedness, for righteousness' sake, so that His name will be known, just like with Pharaoh in Egypt. Right? How do we get back to that? And don't get it twisted. The Most High is still protecting us, yes. Yet it's so scarce right now, and it's at a time that you don't even know you're being protected. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's going to be a time through our repetition of keeping these commandments that we are going to be able, just like the days of old, we're going to be able right then and there, smack dead then and there, to summon the Spirit of the Most High, and He's going to be activated. He's going to send an angel. He's going to be activated. Okay? He's going to be activated. Like right now, it's because we in this truth that so many calamities have hit the world. But we may not really truly understand that. You got wildfires jumping off everywhere, tornadoes finally killing folks. Back in the day, tornadoes were not killing people, man. It'd be a blue moon to hear about a tornado killing somebody. I mean, literally, like the tornado alley about a month ago, man, I think like almost 30-some people, man, either got killed or something, man. Dozens of people, man. And these tornadoes are now, in America, they're ripping through major cities, man. They ain't never did that really in the past. I know. You know, because I'm fascinated somewhat at the power of a tornado. So I used to always watch it when I could, right? Now, these tornadoes are ripping through malls, gas stations, populated cities, ripping through houses like it ain't no tomorrow, man. And what about these hurricanes now, man? Hurricanes bringing flood water all in Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. What about them wildfires all out in Cali and Washington, right? Portland and Oregon. What about these earthquakes, man, jumping off everywhere, getting stronger? And these volcanoes and these hailstorms. Texas always got something going on with hail or something, man. Size of golf balls, man. Mexico, wildfires in Mexico. Mexico City, hailstorms in Mexico City. And I can go on the locusts. What about all the locusts ravaging, Saudi Arabia, man? The same people that enslaved us first, right? Ishmael. Some of the people over in that region, Saudi Arabia, they're the ones that enslaved us first. They had us in slavery first and passed us to the white man, right? Pretty much. They was in collusion to sell us to the white man, okay? Because they're the only ones that had tabs on us all the time that we was migrating through Africa. Because Saudi Arabia and the Arab nation, they always had something to do with like Africa back then too. They knew where we were. They knew who we were, and they knew where we were. Right? They the only ones, because the Europeans went all through Africa like that. So the only ones that could have access to understand exactly where we were and who we were, right? To distinguish us from the Hamites of the land of Africa was the Arabian nations, man. Ishmael. They're the only ones that could that's the reason why the white man don't really like sometimes mess with us, because he can't figure us apart. You watch old movies, they say they can't, you get us among a whole bunch of other black people, they don't know which black person is who. This is the reason why the Messiah, a lot of our people went into Egypt to camouflage themselves with the Hamites. So the Romans wouldn't know who was who. They wouldn't know who the Messiah. It would be harder for them to find the Negro Messiah. Okay? So the only ones that was close to us that did put us in slavery back then was the Arab nation, Ishmael. They're the only ones that kind of can decipher that, distinguish the two. Okay? So they was in collusion with the Europeans, and that's how it all jumped off, man. Because every time we migrated in Africa from Israel all the way to Congo, all the way to West Africa, every time you migrate, and I know this from experience, every time you move, you lose something. You lose something. So all that migration, we spent more time trying to adapt to every piece of land we migrated to in Africa. because we had to know how the food grew. That takes time, because different climates make food grow differently. Okay, different land make food grow differently. So we had to learn how to regrow food. Simple stuff. Then if it was people there, we had to learn how to communicate with the people there. Okay, all type of stuff, man. And through that, we started losing our culture, our identity, right? And all the while, here it is, we got major enemies, man. The Romans on our tail, trying to figure out, how to get us. All the while. And the only ones that could keep tab on us really like that was Ishmael. The only one, because they pretty much in northern Africa. Okay, some of them in northern Africa. Okay, so that's how that went. Okay, so we gonna still go in on this spiritual aspect, man, because listen to certain people, man, and don't have that conscience to understand that some of this stuff, man, don't sound like no physical, literal meaning. These are actual miracles, man. Because you keep listening to some of these people out here because you don't want to cut yourself from the tree, right? You want to learn how to bear all things for the brotherhood, the sisterhood of our people, man, for our nation, right? Yet sometimes it can be overbearing, overwhelming if people keep addressing certain things and trying to say this is a literal meaning. It's a metaphor, right? And it's actually something, a miracle that actually happened, okay? Like I done heard brothers say in Genesis that there was more people around with Adam. Adam was just the strongest, brother out of all the other men. So he was the only one that made it through. Okay, like that's similitude, right? And they say the trees in Garden of Eden, right? They say they were nations, they were people, because they picked this up in reading Ezekiel. Yet one thing I guess I gotta keep saying it, man, until we come together. One key thing that we have to understand about reading the parables and similitudes in Ezekiel from Genesis, the trees in the Garden of Eden, is that we were in slavery. We've been sold into slavery almost like 5 times already. 5, 6, 7 times. So we was jacked up in here just like we're messed up in our head now. From battling this devil, man. The oppression. For surely oppression makes a wise man mad. So even if a Negro was smart and all, let him keep going through some of this oppression. He gonna snap. He gonna lose it. This is the reason why, if you understand the Bible, the Most High he said, stay away from anger, man. Because anger alone, I keep saying this, don't you know anger alone will make you make mistakes? Examine yourself. When you get angry, wouldn't you have handled that same thing differently if you handled it with keeping your composure? And it would have been more like skillfully handled compared to being angry and trying to handle something. Right? This is why the Most High, he said, for surely oppression makes a wise man mad. Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. That means the Most High know us through and through. He know us, man. Because that's exactly what anger does. I've been there, done it. Tested the waters. I'm not testing the waters no more with the Most High. If anything, I'm gonna try to, hone, like I'm out here, kicking these videos. I'm trying to hone it so I want to be one with the Most High. I want to be one again. I want all access to everything, like Peter said. Peter wanted, he didn't want the Messiah only to wash his feet. He said, wash all of me. Because I want Elisha and Elijah. Elisha wanted a part of Elijah's spirit. That's pretty much what Peter was saying too. He said, Master, since then, okay, if you, because I understand, you the one, right? He said, well, I pretty much want to be a part of all that he was showing the Messiah that he wanted to be a part of. He was all in. He wanted to be all in. He said, since that's the case, Master, not only wash my feet, wash for all of me. Can you dig it? Okay. Elisha did the same thing with Elijah. Okay. So this is how we hone down. We're supposed to become one. Till we get there, we gotta strive for perfection by becoming one. That means, taking away all the wrong meanings behind certain doctrine of the Bible, like all these are parables and no miracles happen. The trees in the Garden of Eden, there were nations and other people was there with Adam. Adam was just the strongest one. When, like I keep saying this because it's the best example I can give. You can take a piece of fruit. From one piece of fruit, you can make many of that same fruit from one. Same thing with Adam and Eve. From one man and one woman brought about all these nations, not the other way around. Because that defeats the purpose of, because the Most High left a sign. If you look at the world, just like that one piece of fruit, that's a sign within itself that you could take one thing and you can make many from that one. You don't need to, because why would you have the seed in the first place, right? Why would you have the seed in the first place on one strawberry, right? If you need to plant, if you had to have a whole bunch of strawberries at once, why put all the seeds right there on that one strawberry to make from that one? You can make a whole bunch of vines of strawberries, right? It wouldn't be no need, right? So you take that and you say, well, if there's other people around with Adam, why did the Most High have to make Adam with seed, right? It does, you know what I'm saying? All the answers are there, okay? To let you know how creation started out. Okay? And you can't take the parables because of what slavery has done to us at the end of the Bible, the New Testament stuff. When you get to the end, after we've already been dogged out, ripped apart, afflicted, or being oppressed, you know what I'm saying? You only do that to people that's lost, man. To give parables and similitudes to, man, to wake them back up and get them back in order. So you don't need that in the beginning, in Genesis, okay? So we gotta have understanding about that, man. Them literal trees, man. That was a tree of life, man. Everlasting life. It did represent the Messiah. It was a tree that if they ate of it, that they could have lived forever. You see, they was living 900 years. There wasn't no nation. What nation, you gonna eat from that's gonna make you live forever? Whether it be words and, because the Messiah said, these words, we gotta live off the words of the Most High, right? So what nation that's out there that you feel like is worth, their doctrine is worthy to make you, sustain you forever? See, this is what going overboard with similitudes can do. There's no nation out there that can basically feed you and sustain you forever if it's just, words, information. Because that's what they say. They say some people think that the trees was certain trees in the Garden of Eden, they were just nations and people and yeah, okay, so you take that standpoint in the beginning. Okay, so what nation is out there that was like represent the tree of life? Explain that. Right? And then you look at the actual anatomy of a tree. Don't they give you air to breathe? Right? Which sustains us? Who created the trees to get them oxygen? And whether you realize or not, trees are alive. Trees are, they're more than what we may think they are. Especially back then, probably more so than now. You go to California, they got trees you could drive a truck through. Like they go up to the heavens. Okay? Like the Tower of Babel. And who knows what these trees were like back then, because neither one of us was back then. So when you talk about all these similitudes and parables, man, sometimes we go overboard thinking that it's all a physical understanding. We're supposed to take it physically as an understanding these parables. No, man, no. There was no parables, no similitudes in the beginning. Don't mix that up with Ezekiel and the end of the Bible, man. And our people do. They do that because they can't figure it out. So when you can't figure stuff out, you just lean on what you already figured out, and you want to call everything a parable, a similitude, some type of physical, tangible thing that can be explained. And the power, when we understand that the real power of the Most High can never be explained. Never. We just do what he told us to do, and he will give us our gifts back, our strength back, our spiritual strength back. And when we need him, we know how to go about summoning and invoking his spirit the right way. Okay, according to, what it is that we're going through. And right now we don't have that, brothers and sisters. Okay? The only reason why the Most High is protecting us is because he see that we are at least trying to come back to him the right way, to the letter. Yet I'm telling you, we're still off. Every last one of us here in this land. Every camp, every individual, even though we're striving for protection, we're trying to hone in, we're trying to be that iron to sharpen iron. Cut to the chase, we're still off. Okay, don't mean to give up, like I said before. Don't mean to give up. Don't stop trying. Yet it's a process to this. And part of the process is for when we make it to the wilderness, where he's going to refine us even better than what we are today. Okay? Your brother's kind of going overboard by just saying everything, taking away from all the miracles of the Most High, and just trying to claim everything is physical. Okay? Everything is physical, and that's why I'm addressing this, man. Because, like I said, if you take trees, the anatomy of a tree, right? You get oxygen from a tree, which helps you live. Every good medicine comes from trees, plants, help you live. Combat, like the physicians that we have today, they ain't like the physicians of old. Okay? Because everything that you need comes from a tree, not no nation. Don't you know that? If you go to Amazon forest, you go in that forest, everything that you need to sustain yourself comes from them plants, not no people. So who created the plants in the first place? Whether your libido, trying to get stronger, got a headache, okay, your digestive tract messed up, all that comes to heal every last one of them issues come from plants, herbs, not no nation. So for us to say, or anybody to keep thinking and keep putting that in people's head, listen, those trees in the Garden of Eden, they were nations. I don't know no nation out here that can help sustain me like that, man. Because if they did learn a secret, it comes from something the Heavenly Father created. That's why it's a big fuss about the Amazon forest, destroying some of these tropical forests, because they're still finding things today. They're still, in the depths of the water, the sea, they're still finding life and creatures today. I'm talking about in present time, they're still discovering things. So what it look like, we destroying these tropical rainforests and Amazon forests when we know everything that we need to survive and keep us going comes from really trees, man. Everything. Our food. Look, gorillas. All gorillas do is eat berries and plants. And they some of the strongest land beasts on the face of this planet Earth from eating berries and plants. That's not a nation. Last I checked, berries and plants are not people. Medicines are not people. Oxygen is not people. So you cannot get caught up with letting what people say that, that's why I'm putting this out here, man, to combat some of this, off stuff that we're still doing, man. So our mind could be right, man. Okay? Because, we got to bear our brothers and sisters at the same time. If we don't have that counterbalance, because some of our brothers and sisters are still off, even though they heart may mean may mean well, all this type of stuff, they still could be off. So that's why I'm combating it with this video, man. Spiritual versus physical, right? This is part 4, right? Because they go a little bit overboard, man. And them trees, let's go back to the beginning, man. We're going to go back to the beginning. Genesis. Okay, this is Genesis chapter. Okay, we're gonna start with chapter 29. Okay, Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. And Elion said, Behold, I give unto you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is a fruit of a tree, yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. Verse 30. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. Okay. So that he did in the 6th day. So he said plainly, he gave you fruit of the tree, every green herb, right? Look at we go around smoking weed. We don't supposed to smoke weed because smoke is a carcinogen. It's cancerous. That's not good for the Most High's temple. Our body is his temple. Okay? We are the temple of the Most High. Okay? Not, even though one day, when the Most High bless us, we're going to manifest a real temple that he's going to bless. And, we're going to be conducting assemblies, right? Right now, we're so defiled and vexed, we got to work on the original temple of the Most High, and that's us. Okay? Leviticus chapter 19. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2, it says, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Yashrael, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for the Most High Elyon is holy. Okay? Let's go to Corinthians. That means clean up our acts, man. Clean up the Most High temple. You guys say Corinthians? Okay, first let's go to okay, so I'm coming to the end of this part 4. It's gonna be a part 5. Okay. Okay, bear with me here, Brother Slakia. Let me okay, let's I'm gonna go to Corinthians. I'm gonna come back to Acts. Okay, because that's what I was gonna start out with first. Then we come back to Acts. Bear with me, brothers, sisters. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me Google this real quick. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. See, I got this word in my heart, man. It's just that, I really want to get out of the internet. I want to be able to, I like to have them old school, right? I got it in my heart, yet, I got to still learn to slow down and go through scripture so it'll be, really embedded in my mind and my spirit, okay? That's why I like using the Bible. One day, all this technology, most of it's probably going to be gone anyway. So it's good to get the actual hard copy of the word, man. Okay? So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3. There was a Ghanaian, a young a young Ghanaian brother who, some of them over there, they are people too. Okay, 2 years old, man. He knew every verse by heart, man. That inspired me. From that day forward, I said, man, look at me. We had this Bible all this time, and here it is, a 2-year-old. Put us to shame. Put grown people to shame. So I said, yo, I'm gonna stick with this, man. This is one thing that I know, that we supposed to know by heart. We should be able to recite scripture, man. You can recite your favorite song, your favorite video, your favorite movie. You know when the person gonna say what he gonna say. And look at us, man. We a mess, man. We should be shame-faced, man. Let your favorite song come on, even to this very day. We should be ashamed of ourselves, man. This Bible been here all this time. If anything on the face of the planet Earth that we should be able to recite by heart, should be this Bible. And everything else should come second. We done put everything that we don't supposed to be doing first and putting this Bible last, man. That a 2-year-old Ghanaian boy put us to shame. Putting us to shame. He probably a little bit older than that now. He probably 4 or 5 probably. Yeah, he just, like I said, he put us to shame though. Okay, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Almighty, and that the Spirit of Elohim dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Almighty, him shall Elohim destroy. For the temple of Elohim is holy, which temple ye are." So I read Leviticus. This is a precept from Leviticus chapter 19, right? Said we supposed to be holy because the Heavenly Father is holy. And then here it is. It says that the end of verse. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. "If any man defile the temple of the Almighty, him shall the Almighty destroy. For the temple of Almighty is holy, which temple ye are." Saying that this body, this vessel we're in, belongs to we're His temple. This is the first temple that we got to get cleaned up. This is the first temple we got to get in order. This temple first. And once we, harness the commandments, we understand the commandments, start becoming one with the commandments, how to keep them. We do it without, naturally, like drinking water, breathing air, blinking our eyes, like it was always meant to just be. We ain't going to be questioning, why we got to do this. Why? No, just do it, just do it. Like it was meant to be, because it actually is meant to be. Yet we gotta see that negative spirit that's saying, why you gotta do this? Why it gotta be like this? Why the Messiah? Why you gotta be him? Right? Moses was going through the same thing. Why it gotta be Moses? Why you gotta listen to you, Moses? Just do it, man. Don't listen. Leave that spirit alone. Right? Leave them spirits alone like that, man. Just if you know it's coming from the Almighty, it ain't a direct commandment from man. It's coming from the Almighty. Why not just develop the spirit of just doing it? Question later. I'm pretty sure Abraham had many questions when the Most High summons him, told him to go certain places. One thing that Abraham did, though, he just did it. Like I say, Abraham said, that's why Abraham was called a friend of the Almighty. Because anytime the Almighty wanted him to do something, he just did it. He said, I'll worry about whatever comes when I get there. We don't have that spirit. We get out the bed grumpy. Sometimes don't even want to get out the bed. And that's the spirit, that negative spirit, that evil spirit. He wants us to do away with that, man. Just when it comes to Almighty, we got to start developing spirit, the zeal to just do it. And right now, what he wants us to do is keep these commandments. And that's not too hard, brothers and sisters. That's not grievous. Develop the spirit of discipline in his temple to keeping the commandments in the Bible, man. That's all. All these miracles and stuff that they go on a tangent, talking about ain't possible, and the trees in the Garden of Eden were nation. Man, they going overboard, man. When our main focal point should be, I don't care if we hear it 100 times, 1,000 times, we have to stay focused on keeping these commandments, man. That's the square. That's the square for us. Okay? That's the spiritual box for us. We got to hone the commandments. Once we hone the commandments and we doing it more naturally, a natural state of keeping his commandments, like water, drinking water, breathing air, till we there, we ain't ready to deal with the other power of the Most High, man. Not really. Okay, and if he did do it, it's gonna be without us summoning him like that, because we so jacked that we're just keeping his commandments. The one thing that got us messed up in the first place. And like I say, the only reason why he protecting us is because he see us trying to come back to him. Okay, he see us. Most High see everything. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Acts. Okay, it's Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Okay, and it's going to be a part 5. Like I say, man, because the spiritual and the physical is really what we got to hone in, okay, to get better understanding, clarification, and dealing with the spiritual aspect of the Most High and the physical aspect. Because, it's going to be physical people in the new kingdom. The new heaven, the new earth is going to be physical people. It's also going to be spiritual people. It's going to be angels there too. And some of us don't think that it's going to be, physical. We're going to be multiplying in the land again. Right? It said we're going to multiply when the new heaven, new earth, when the new Jerusalem is established. We're going to be multiplying beyond our forefathers. So it's going to be some getting down, man, between the sheets going on. However you want to say it. Okay? Yeah, first we got to get our mind right. He gave Adam and Eve commandment to be fruitful and multiply. We got to get our mind right. Because right now we put even sex before the Most High. That's how jacked up our mind is. When he's the one that created us to have sex in the first place. How long do you think the Most High is going to continue to let this madness go on? We putting the creation before the creator. We showing respect to the creation and not the creator. That's utter madness, man. When he created the woman in the first place for men. This is how far gone we are, brothers and sisters. We put all the creations that the Most High created before him. And not paying homage, not paying him no respect, not doing what he told us to do. That's utter madness, brothers and sisters. Utter madness, man. Okay? Acts chapter 7, verse 48. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet. Verse 49. Heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me, saith Elyon? Or what is the place of my rest? Have not my hands made all these things? Okay? So he's telling you right here, he's saying, listen, I don't dwell in temples made with hands. First, get it right. He dwells within us. We have to clean us up first. We are his temple. Okay, Revelations chapter 11. This is another debate, controversial, spiritual and physical connotation of us not understanding this right here. This is I kind of fell out with a brother about this right here, right? Because he's thinking this is the actual temple. No, it's the Most High separating his people from maybe each tribe. Okay, it could be each tribe of his people, and it could also be some of the sojourners that sojourn with us, right? Okay, this is a spiritual aspect of reading this. This is Revelation chapter 11. It says, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of the Almighty, and the altar, and them that worship therein. Okay? And then it says, verse 2, Yet the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. Okay? And the holy city shall be tread underfoot 42 months. So right now, right? He said, measure the temple of the Almighty, right? And the altar, and them that worship therein. Right? Now we know that the original temple of the Most High is us, right? So how are we going to get to Israel? right? We get to Israel. Don't you know a lot of us, how we get there, we're gonna meet new Israelites, right? New Hebrews. Some of us ain't gonna like the buddy system like an army. You know, they had a buddy system long ago. They still probably got it. It may not be that way, right? I may not be around some of the same brothers. We may, come together later on. We don't know how this actually gonna go down. How the Most High is gonna actually bring us back to Israel. Maybe, some of us be in the wilderness and we be able to start journeying there, make pilgrimages there, right? Yeah, and we still gonna encounter new brothers and sisters, right? So it's gonna come a place where the Most High says He's got to measure this temple, right? He's gonna measure it. Okay, so if you look at how we may have to get to Israel, we're gonna encounter new brothers and sisters. It ain't gonna be like no big assembly just going there. Like you see some of these churches take their whole assembly there where everybody know each other, right? And then you get there, you're around the same people that you got to come home with. It ain't gonna be like that. This is why the angel got to measure the temple, because we're gonna encounter new brothers and sisters, from all walks of life that are Hebrew, right? It ain't gonna be like no buddy system. This is why the angel gotta measure us, get us in order. I'm gonna probably be in a mix. You don't know. I could be one of them brothers that's around a whole bunch of Issachar, right? And I'm over there, right? So how do you bring about order? By bringing each tribe, because it's 12 tribes of Israel. So I'm around a whole bunch of brothers that are of Issachar, Ephraim, whatever, right? Manasseh, and we all make it over there. However it go down, because it's gonna be different scenarios. The Most High gotta measure us. He gotta put us with our tribe so we can have. He's about order. He say, let everything be done decently in order. Okay, so this temple is not a physical temple. Me and a brother had a falling out about this, because we don't know how this is actually gonna go down. And I can tell you that we're not gonna come in on no buddy system. Okay, most of the time it ain't gonna be no buddy type system, man. Like these churches and these congregations, they all go somewhere together. No, you got to get out of that mindset. What's one thing that I learned since I've been in this truth? You got to get out of the mindset thinking that everybody you close to, even in this truth, gonna probably be there when you get there. It ain't probably gonna go down that way, brothers and sisters. So the angel got to come in and step in to bring back order. So that every tribe, first it starts with every tribe being, because the 12 gates are for each tribe, right? You got to bring back order. So this is why you got to measure the temple. You think about measurement. You measuring it, you're looking at, you trying to get everything back into its rightful place. Each tribe, make sure, because we ain't gonna be just all, bunched together. Because if we all gonna be bunched together, then you ain't gonna have no 12 pearly gates. What's the whole use of having 12 pearly gates? One for each tribe, right? So the angel got to measure the temple, the people, and bring them to their, original tribe. Because some of us ain't gonna get there the way you may think that we gonna get there. We may think it's just gonna be like, oh, we all. No, some of us ain't gonna make it there like that. Okay, like a buddy system. Okay. We're going to be in the midst of our other Israelites that are going to be probably from different tribes. And that's when the angel got to step in and bring us and bring back order. Okay, and then from there we can have more understanding, right? Because you don't have understanding, a whole bunch of chaos, a whole bunch of confusion. You got to have order first. Okay? So this is the reason why the angel was sent forth to measure the temple. We know from the scripture I read that the temple of the Most High is what? Is us. Is us. Okay, this is not a literal temple, brothers and sisters. Okay, okay, because we're gonna be praying. So it says the altar and them that worship therein, right? Because we always gonna be about the Most High, right? Because if you think about it, if you got a temple, if it was a literal physical temple right here, right, and we are worshiping in there, right? Okay, and we're worshiping in there. First of all, why would an angel have to come down and measure the temple anyway? Why? It doesn't make any sense. If it's a physical temple that we're worshiping in, right, this got to have another meaning to it, a spiritual meaning to it. Because if you think of it, we slow down and expound upon this, why would the angel have to come down and measure this temple anyway? What for? Right? Because you gotta, it's a purpose for all things, and it just don't seem like it's any purpose for this angel just to come down and measure the temple. For what? What's that all about? Because anytime I seen an angel, come down and do something, it was either warn us, to guide us, protect us. It was always a purpose. This ain't giving you no purpose of why he did this. So if you look at the spiritual aspect of what I just told you about us being the temple, you will see why the angel had to come down and measure the temple. If you look at the spiritual aspect of us being the temple, and ain't no telling how we're going to get to the land of Israel. You brothers may be around a whole bunch of Asher. Some of us may be around Naphtali, all mingled together, right? So then it would make sense for the angel to come down and get us back to our original tribe, to start setting back order. Because first of all, you got to look at measurement. When you measure something, it's like you're really trying to do something. You're trying to give some order. You're trying to bring, you're trying to clarify something, right? Because why would it just stop right there? Okay? That he measured the temple. Come on, man. I'm like, okay, and what else? And, it got to be something else. Because the Most High ain't going to send no angel just to measure something, that's it. Right? If it's a physical temple. Yet if it's dealing with us, the original temple of the Most High, and what I'm saying here, it makes perfect sense why he would measure the temple. Okay? Okay? Because most of the stuff, if we know who we are and we make it to the land, we're gonna be worshiping the Most High without a physical temple in the first place, right? Because this is what we know we gotta do. If you're studying and keeping the commandments, you gotta worship the Most High, especially in Israel. You don't need no temple to know that. No physical temple. Okay? Because we're gonna develop. One thing I know, along wherever the Most High take me, I know that I gotta worship him. That's one thing I know, and I don't need no temple to do that. We're going to be worshiping anyway, every step of the way. Because we're going to make sure, just like with Peter, just like with Elisha, I want the Most High Spirit to be all on me, around me. I'm never forsaking the Almighty no more. I don't need no temple for that. I'm worshiping wherever I go. In my house, in my car, on a horse, whatever he got me going through. My mindset is going to be on him, the Heavenly Father. So if we are the temple and we understand that we got to worship the Most High anyway, we're going to set up, we're going to be doing something to worship the Most High. Make sure wherever we go, we're going to, that's the first things first. We're going to be worshiping the Most High, even without a temple. Okay? Summons his spirit wherever we are, because he said he with us wherever we go. Okay? So I'm about to cut this short. Okay? Yet we see here that I'm going to read it in entirety. It's Revelation chapter 11. Okay, so all the scripture precepts I gave you about we are the original temple of the Most High. This is dealing with the spiritual aspect and how some of our brothers and sisters think that this is a physical temple. And I'm telling you, it's not, because we got to worship the Most High whether we have a temple or not. And we are the original temple, not the physical, literal temple like a church. We are this body that we're in. Okay? And like I say, under different circumstances, you may have us all mingled together where we, all, like you can have 10, 11, 12 tribes all mingled together, and the Most High ain't with that. He ain't with confusion, chaos. Each one of us is going to go to a pearly gate, each tribe. That's what the 12 gates are for, okay? So if you look at the angel measuring this is why he's doing it, to bring us to our tribe, to bring us back to how things are supposed to go, to bring back order. Okay, and then once we have order, then we can go through and figure out how we're gonna do the other stuff, man. Maybe a brother want to marry, a brother from Judah may want to marry Issachar. You go to the chief of Issachar, the prince of Issachar. You let them know what it is, and make sure everything is in order. Right now, they got us doing everything in chaos. Maybe she want to marry him, and this how we always. They've been doing this for years. All these marriages was to strengthen us. And this is one thing the chiefs of each tribe is going to know. If it is going to be a marriage between other tribes, it's only going to be to strengthen Israel. Okay, this is what everybody got to be on board on. And when we first get there and stuff like this, we ain't gonna be on board in that. We got to bring everything back to its place, right? Its order first. Each tribe to its gate first. And that's why the angel has to measure the temple. That's the meaning behind it, the spiritual meaning behind that. Okay. So it says here, and there was given me a reed. Okay, this is Revelation chapter, and I'm gonna close at this. This is part 4. Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and an angel stood, saying, Rise, and measure the temple of the Almighty, and the altar, and them that worship therein. Verse 2. Yet the court which is without the temple. Notice it says without the temple. Now who is the temple of the Most High? The children of Israel, right? That's where it starts. So it says, the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall be treaded underfoot 42 months. Okay, just like this. Another thing to let you know that this is spiritual. Verse 3, it says, and I will give power to my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. A lot of us think that this is talking about Elijah and Moses. No, it's not talking about Elijah and Moses. It's talking about the tribes, the Hebrew tribes that were grafted back in, that grew up in the Gentile state of mind, and they started waking up, learning who they were, and they started coming back to their original culture, the Hebrew culture. These are the 2 witnesses. So we see that spiritual, that's a spiritual connotation too. Because many times, you know, they thought the Messiah was Elijah, right? Or John. They thought John was somebody else. Okay, so even with us, who are we supposed to emulate? We supposed to emulate the Messiah, right? That's what he tried to teach us. He said, "You keep my works." Okay, so we there's a lot of many messiahs running around here, imitating the commandments. So these 2 witnesses are actually our people that have been grafted back in and start applying the commandments of the Almighty. Not 2 single people. So this is a spiritual aspect. That's how you know this temple that the angel mirror is also a spiritual aspect. It's not a real physical temple. Okay? So if you follow me, you understand what I'm saying here. This is dealing with the hone in, you know, our understanding about the spiritual aspects of the Most High versus the physical. So we don't, you know, fall for prey to people with some of the doctrine they may bring, and that overpower us, succumb to it, right? Okay, so this is what this is all about. Now this is part 4, and like I said, I'm gonna close right here. I hope this is edifying to the temple, the real temple, the original temple of the Almighty, which is self, us, the children of Israel, 12 tribes. And the Most High is about to bring back His order, His righteousness. We have to stand up for light in these last days. Be that vessel that the Most High told us and commanded us to be. There's nothing wrong with it, brothers and sisters. It's pure power that is there. If we come back to the letter, how the Most High designed us for, to the letter, just like you would at a job, right? You do things to the letter. You go to school, you study, and you do things to the letter, so you can prevail. And likewise, when it comes to Most High, He wants us to one day do things to the letter. And you got to start as a baby. You got to start crawling first. Okay? And I hope this is edifying. I hope y'all learned something here, because it's all for the building of our nation, man. So we can be them people that the Most High told us to be. That nation, man. We can rise up from this jungle, this concrete jungle, man, and be the real priests and royalty, the kings and queen princesses that the Most High designed us to be, man. Okay? And it all takes with studying His word, just like He said. Okay? And with that, I'm going to close out. I say Shalom, Barakatah, Yah speed, all praise to the Most High. Come back to the Most High, man. Be this light, man. Be that light. It's time to be that light. Come out of the darkness. Shalom.